hear him.
Let me get a word in from Vijay Karia in our studios there. And let's get Vijay Karia into the studios there. We also have with us Hemant Kanodia, and Keval Handa. Gentlemen, first of all, I'd like to come to you. Vijay, watching the budget this time, lot of expectations and a hope that this is going to be a fresh start and the new fiscal year starts on a high. Do you think the government has the intent to do it? I think it has. I think the government's raring to go. How do we read possible expectations on this budget morning, Vijay?
I would like to first of all tone down the expectations from the budget, because I would like the budget to look at a long-term perspective and not merely a year's perspective. We need to look at it over the next 5 years, maybe a decade or even more. I think the government has also given a lot of largesse in the last few months in terms of corporate tax reduction. So the finance minister has got very little scope for reducing a lot of taxes, etc. But what I would like to do is have her try to drive, if there is something being given in the hands of the public, it should be in terms of increase in consumption and increase in the methodology for increasing your capital expenditure, infrastructure growth, urbanization. I think there are lots of things. The government has got a complex problem considering the global headwinds, but I am very optimistic that the government is very keen, very intentful to raise the economic situation back to the levels, and I think they are very serious about the $5 trillion economy in the next 4 to 5 years' time.
I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. And I think one thing they can do, and I want to get Hemant in on that, is that they can really reset the economy with a big infrastructure push. There needs to be huge allocation for roads. I think particularly shrinking core infrastructure sectors, Hemant, they need to be revived, right? We saw the core infrastructure sectors shrinking for the 4th straight month in November. And that leads to a kind of chain response in all the affiliated industries. Anyone looking at the budget would say that's one area you need to look at, core infrastructure areas. Hemant, you want to take that forward?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Arnab. I think that it is very important to put in the money into the infrastructure growth, because a large number of companies are struggling because the government's infrastructure spend has slowed down. So both at the central level and the state level, the infrastructure spend has to increase. The second thing which is very important and which we are all looking forward is that how the credit flow again starts from the bank and through NBFCs into the economy, whether it be infrastructure, consumer spend, because nowadays everything is based on the credit flow. And I think that today the banks are sitting on a lot of liquidity. So how the government is in a position to ensure that this credit flow restarts, and I think that it will definitely help the economy in getting the boost, because the money flow is the most important thing. On the taxation side also, because the government has already reduced the tax for the corporate sector, the DDT, the dividend distribution tax, if that is revised and taken out, it will again give a lot of boost for having money in the hands of both the individuals, the corporates and the trust, etc., which is also having a lot of investments which is there.